Video number 5 today on my way to work. 5 videos on my way to work. People may wonder why my videos suck so much. I'm juggling paperwork with all kinds of legal paperwork and stuff with taxes and stuff and videos and fixing my car, fixing my RV, fixing the plumbing, which wasn't my fault. That was like 5 years old, but I have to fix all the plumbing and stuff and fix this car, fix that RV and all kinds of crap. And work, and I don't know, there's several things and do videos. Here's video number 5. Anyone who watches my prestigious Chevy Impala videos will have noticed that every single repair I do comes out to be a nickel. And these 2 that I'm going to flop on this video are no exception. Maybe I'll make this 2 videos. No, I just want 5 videos today. I like the number 5. 6 months ago, I went to the junkyard and I replaced, when I bought this car, it said I had a lot of little electrical problems. One of them was the windshield wiper fluid was low, so it thought. It was actually the windshield wiper fluid sensor. That's all right here, 2012 Impala. 2 things. One of them is here, and another one is there. And they're connected to each other. I just swiveled the wires together with that. There's a twirling mechanism that you can attach wires that last forever if you do it right. I did it half wrong, I was busy. But I twirled the wires together and one of those connections has gone bad. If you're in the junkyard, hypothetically, you could steal these things. You could buy them online for 30, you can go to the dealer for 100. You could pay them another 100 to put it in, that could be 200. Or you could buy it online for 30, a couple of those things, and get the right ones and put it in for 60 bucks, get the right wire connector, 65. You could just steal the thing when you're at the junkyard already. I didn't, but you could. So I'll say it's free, because it could be, although that's bad karma for you. But hypothetically, from my disgust for dealers, all my repairs end up being 5 cents, including behind this wall, the gigantic rebuilding of that wall, the $2,000 repair. 2 people crashed into me a couple months after I bought this car, and I got 1,700 bucks from it, and all the parts to completely rebuild the timing, the oil pump, the water pump, the this pump, the that pump, the chain, the sprockets, the phase sensors, the cam phase sensors, the round things, the PCP valve, all that stuff, new oil things, to a really good thing to clean the oil, and these new tires, and all this stuff was 1,700 bucks. I have paid nothing for parts and I will pay nothing for repairs. It will come out to be a nickel. But in any event, you can replace all that hypothetically for a nickel. This is where it is to those who want the answer, to the real answer to the question. It's all right there. The thing to the pump, that's the pump right there, and that's the thing that goes to the sensor. It's one you can figure out from deductive reasoning which one it is and replace it. Bada bing, bada bling. If you're not a cheapskate, just buy one online. Yeah, and a couple wire connectors. Yeah. That's that. The other point of this video is this. So that's a nickel. I say a nickel because you have to wash your hands and use 5 cents of orange gojo, but if you're doing both of these repairs at the same time, it's a nickel for both of them. This repair is about $500. I noticed shortly after I bought this car that the back rotors were worn out. I started to hear the scuffy sound. So I took it to, I went to a brake shop. I said, do any brakes? I go, yeah. I go, how much for the back brakes? And they go, about $400 or $500. I'm like, wow, that's great. So I'll think about that. Yeah, right. And I left. I think I gave them 20 bucks. They didn't ask me. I said, here's 20 bucks for looking at it. And I left. And I called. Here's the funny part. I called. I'm in Kansas City. It's not a super rich city, not super expensive. I called like 5 other mechanics. They all said 450, 500 bucks to replace the back brake pads. So I went and got some brake pads, and I found one place that put them on for 100. I could have done it myself. You know what it was? It was my timing. I didn't get this this thing. I won't open it with one hand and keys in my hand, but this is the thing with the little 2 little hubcaps with the circle and the 2 little dots that connect to your hub so you can detach the hubs. I'm gonna replace the hub, the thing, the back. I got back shocks, back struts, all that when I get around to it. For free, but not really free, but if you go to a place and they do it, it's like $300 or $400. Back hubs drop, shock struts, rotors with ABSs on them, brake pads, all that stuff. And speaking of rotors, let me get back to my original babble. I'm only doing this because I'm waiting for this other video to upload, video number 4. So they all said 500 bucks. I found a place that did it for 100. Everyone else said 500. They put on the brakes. I took the lazy route. They did it. Then another place that I had credit with, for some reason, I don't remember what, I said, how much for you to rotor the back rotors? And they said like 50 bucks. And after they did, I figured they screwed it up, because they're the ones who thought I needed rotors, but mechanics often lie, as you all know. So they put it on, and after that, I noticed whenever I was at a stop, my foot had been on the brake, and then I started the car again, put it in drive, started leaving while turning, it would go, you hear this grinding in the front wheels, which I didn't touch. And the anti-skid, actually in this thing, there's anti-skid and there's also traction control. There's ABS, anti-skid, and traction control. Various lights can come on when that happens. One says traction control, the other one says anti-skid, the other one says ABS, it's over here. Someone on YouTube said that the TPMS sensors on the wheel were connected to the anti-skid. So I noticed my TPMSs were off. It thought the front right was on the back right and the back right was on the front wheel right. And I'm thinking, well, if those things are off and it thinks the back wheel is not turning and the front wheel is moving obviously faster than the back wheel, that my TPMS on the back, thinking it's on the back and that the back was on the front and the front's moving quicker, it thinks it's one of them skidding and it turns on the traction control. In any event, that grind happened. The traction control light came on, which you can turn off, but you have to do it every time you start the car. So I'm thinking it's the traction control, right? Get it? Back right? Ha ha ha. How very funny. So I went out of the thing. I even made a video about replacing the traction control. I needed to do it anyway, so I knew which tire was flat if one got low. And for some other reason, I had to get a fob to do it. I put the whole thing on a video. I put the way to do it for $65 as opposed to the dealer's $300 plus wasting your entire day. And the only thing I ended up getting, because the guy on YouTube lied, that it is rare that the TPMS is connected to the ABMS system on the back brake and the traction control, although it can be in a certain way, but it's much more likely the ABS. And I had to tell an acquaintance of mine who was right. I knew the ABS was connected to it too, but the symptoms and the timing made me think it was what that guy on YouTube said, that the TPMS sensors were connected to the traction control. It turned out not to be the case. I did it. I got the key fob for $65. At least I get remote start. Once I get this check engine light off, the remote start on it will work, and I'll know which tire's low. So whatever, $65, that's cool, remote start, whatever. But it turned out to be the ABS. So I'm saying still the back right wheel's got a certain tug to it. It gets stuck a little bit, and you can hear it when it's a really quiet night and you're rolling. You hear it's back in the back right. I'm thinking the rotor is warped since they supposedly fixed it. I don't recall hearing it before they fixed it. So I'm thinking they probably over-rotored it and it's warped. I'm like, fine, I do got rotors in the trunk, and funnily, they're only $20, not 40 or 50, but I'm all ready to put the rotors on when I do the back hubs and the back wheels and the back shocks and struts. I'll do it all at once, and I'm getting to it. But then it occurred to me, what if the emergency brake, although I released, this is how to release the emergency brake for those of you who can't figure it out. It's like it's down, right? You're like, where's the lever? There's no lever. You push it down and you let it back real quick. What if I pushed it down, let it back, and it never came back quick enough because I didn't give it enough momentum by going sideways like that, so it went all the way up. So I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. What if the emergency brake is adjusted so that, because they're adjusted a little bit differently, and the back right one is dragging along a imperfect rotor, because this thing came about at a certain time. It wasn't always there. I'm like, can you imagine that crap? I said, I better do it, and I did what I just did a second ago, and all of a sudden the entire problem, the grinding, stopping, the TPMS light, everything was fixed. My calculations is, by having to slide my foot, this is a prestigious Walmart sneaker, by the way, by having to slide my foot sideways, I wore out 1/20th of the tread on it for 1/10 of it. A total, this was about $12 sneakers, so, or $10 sneakers, I don't know. So one of them was, I think these were 20, even at Walmart. So one of the sneakers was worth $10, and I used up $10 worth of it, of sneaker tread when I went like that. The total price, not having to go to a mechanic, not get your hands dirty, not wait on a mechanic, not get any tools or anything, total repair price for this and that, if you do them at the same time, is one stinking nickel. All right, that's the end of that video. I'm glad that's done.